Hello everyone. Sorry it's a bit of a late reaction to the fixtures because I had school. Well, it wasn't like my actual school, but it was like a school trial day that I went to, so yeah. Let's get into reviewing the fixtures for the 24-25 Premier League season. 1 minute, just get my badge out of the way. So we start the season away to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea drawed against us twice in the Premier League last season, 1-1 at the Etihad and that mad 4-4 game at Stamford Bridge. But we did beat them in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. I don't know what to expect with that one because Chelsea could be a bit different then, because obviously they've got the Maresca guy in from Leicester as their new manager. They should have stuck with Pochettino, really, considering that he had a good second half of the season with them. But they haven't, and they've got Maresca in. I'm going to say that one's a draw. Then, Saturday the 24th of August, 3 o'clock kickoff. Obviously, the Chelsea one was 4:30. These aren't like the official dates and times. Like, these fixtures, like, dates and times could change, because this is only the fixture release. It's not, like, the official, like, timing and dates of the fixtures. But we play newly promoted Ipswich at the Etihad. We should win that easily. No disrespect to Ipswich there. Then we have a tricky away fixture at the London Stadium against West Ham. Obviously, they're going to have a new manager then. With Lopetegui, with obviously David Moyes going. I reckon that'll be a tricky game. We should get the win, but it's not going to be like a vintage comfortable win. It'll probably be like 3-1, something like that. Maybe 2-1. Then we play Brentford at home on the 14th of September at the Etihad. That should be a comfortable win, although when they did come to the Etihad last season, we struggled to break them down, and it was only a Haaland goal that got us a victory in that game to make it 1-0. I reckon it's going to be a pretty comfortable win, though. I reckon that we win that game. Arsenal, our first proper test of the season. No disrespect to the other teams, but this is our toughest game of the opening fixtures. But we're at the Etihad. We should be beating them at our own ground. The only thing that frustrates me about us playing Arsenal at home early is that it means that we have to play them away at the Emirates in the second half of the season, which we haven't had to do in the last 2 years. Well, we did in the treble winning season, but we didn't have to last season because we got them at the Emirates in April. But it means that even if we beat Arsenal at the Etihad, it means that it won't be the end of the world for Arsenal, because they still have that chance to get back into the title race, even if they lose this game by beating us in the Emirates fixture. So if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm kind of happy that we've got the City away fixture out of the way fairly early in the season, because it means that they don't have to go to the Etihad at the back end of the season like they have to do in the last 2 seasons, because last season it was March, and the season before that it was April where we had them at home, which it benefited us more than them, but this time around it's benefited them more than us. And then we've got another tough away game, Newcastle, on the 28th of September. That's going to be tough, you know. Wouldn't be surprised if that's a draw. But it might be another one where we scrape it like we did last season with Oscar Bob scoring the goal late on to make it 3-2. That's going to be a classic of a game. If I can get a ticket to that, I'd love a ticket for that. Newcastle away in September. It wouldn't be that bad weather either. Just sort me out a ticket for that game. I'd love to go to that game. And then we go to Fulham. No, we don't go to Fulham, actually. We play Fulham at home, sorry. Fulham come to us on Saturday the 5th of October. It's obviously down as a 3 o'clock kickoff for now, but obviously it could change if like it gets given TV rights. We should be beating Fulham fairly comfortably, but I remember the 2-1 at the Etihad, where Cancelo got sent off, Haaland came off the bench, scored a penalty to win us the game, and it wasn't an easy game. So that's a game that could go either way, really. It's a game where if we start off well, we could absolutely batter them, but if we don't start off well, it could be a banana skin. But I expect 3 points there. Wolves away, we obviously lost there last season. That's on the 19th of October. We should beat them on paper, but Wolves have been like our bogey team in terms of like an away fixture. We drew to them in the first season that they came up, 1-1. Laporte scored, and I think was it Bowley scored for them, but apparently that was before VAR was in place, and I missed that game because I was on holiday as well. I was on a flight. That's the only game that I've missed in like absolute ages. That was in the 18-19 season. But that's a game, that's a banana skin. We should win, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if Wolves get a draw there or they beat us, because they have been a bogey side to us, especially when we've played them at the Molineux in the past few seasons. Southampton, they're another bogey team of us, actually. Not the last time that they're in the Premier League, but the time before that, they got a 1-1 draw against us at St Mary's, and they got a 0-0 draw against us at the Etihad. That was in the 21-22 season. So Southampton have caused us problems quite a bit over the years. So that could be a banana skin. But I reckon that's a game that we would have struggled in before we had an actual striker. Before Haaland was at City, I'd be worried about that game. But because we've got Haaland, that's the games where you need a out-and-out number 9 against a team that's going to park the bus and try and hit you on the counter. You need a striker to break a team like that down. So I'm not particularly worried with that now that we've got a striker, because we should break them down realistically. We've got Bournemouth away on the 2nd of November. That's a tricky game, you know. I remember when we went to Bournemouth in the season just gone, 23-24, we won the game 1-0. Phil Foden scored. And we struggled massively. Bournemouth were actually better than us in that game for large parts. And on another day, they could have got a draw or even beaten us if they'd have took their chances, but we managed to get the win. That's a win that goes unrecognised by City. I think that's a game where it could have been a game where we slipped up on, and we didn't slip up on that game, and we ended up winning the game despite being under loads of pressure by Bournemouth in that game, because they were creating loads of chances. But I think Edison actually had a good game in that one. Then we stay on the south coast and we play Brighton away. And then I reckon Brighton's a tough game, you know. You never know with Brighton, though. They've got the capabilities of beating the big team some of the time, but then they've also got the capabilities of getting absolutely peppered by the big teams as well and getting absolutely touched, like losing 4 or 5-0. So that's a game where you can't really say that we're definitely going to win, but you can't really say that we're definitely going to get beat either, because it's just one of those ones where it depends what Brighton turn up and obviously what City turn up as well. Then we play Spurs at home on the 23rd of November at the Etihad Stadium. This is where it gets a bit sticky. Then we go to Liverpool. New vintage Liverpool, on-slot Liverpool. On the 30th of November. Oh my god. Who are those dickers outside? Then we have another tricky away fixture, but it's sandwiched in between Nottingham Forest. We should batter Forest, really. I reckon they're going to go down in the upcoming season. Why did I say that? I've just given a spoiler to my Premier League predictions when that happens. Then we've got Crystal Palace away. United at home. We should beat United convincingly, but it's a derby, anything can happen. Then we've got a really tough away game against Aston Villa at Villa Park. We haven't won there the last 2 seasons. Last season, lost 1-0. Worst performance of the season by far. They absolutely battered us. Should have been about 4 or 5-0, but ended up only being 1-0 to a Leon Bailey deflected goal. And the season before that, it was a 1-1 draw where Haaland scored, and I think, was it Bailey again? I think it might have been Bailey again. And then they got a goal disallowed, didn't they? Coutinho. And we could have lost that game. Then we have Everton at home. Should beat them convincingly, but you never know. They do part the bus, so it is one of those ones where they could grind out like a 1-1 like they have done in the past. I remember the 1-1 where we absolutely battered them the old game, but Gray scored a screamer outside the box, and we dropped points. Then we have newly promoted Leicester. Leicester always seems to be a tough game for City, you know. We never seem to go there and absolutely slaughter them. It always seems to be like a 1-0, a 2-0, something like that, a 2-1. One of those games where we have to like hang on and grind it out. It's just one of those ones where it's always a tough game. Then we have West Ham at home, who we obviously beat on the last day of the season to win the Premier League title for the 4th consecutive season. We should absolutely batter them at home, but it's one of those games where they could grind something out if they like defend properly. But if they don't defend properly, then they're gonna get absolutely slaughtered. Just gonna have a sip of my Pepsi Max that I've got from the shop from the trial day. The thing is with Pepsi Max, it tastes shit, but it's refreshing in the same way. Because some of the time it tastes like it's been poured out of a tap. But it's refreshing in a way. Then we've got Brentford away, who not last season, but the season before that did a double over us. So it is a banana skin fixture. Then we have Ipswich away, 18th of January. I'd love a ticket for that. Because if you don't know, I've got family that live close to Ipswich. They're not Ipswich fans. My uncle's a rag bastard who supports Man United. And my cousins are not into football. Well, one of my cousins has a boyfriend that's City, but she's not personally into it. Like, she watches it every now and again, but she's not one of those like ones that like goes, "Good City." She just sits there and pretends she knows what's going on when she really doesn't. And then my other cousin just watches it for Grealish and Kane, but she don't like watch it like regularly. Yeah, I'm definitely getting sorted if they see this video, but I don't give a fuck. So fuck them. No. I love you all. I love you all. I'm so sorry. Ipswich. Newly promoted Ipswich. I'm sorry, Ipswich. I love you, but we're gonna absolutely batter you. I feel sorry for Ipswich because they've got Liverpool, first game of the season at home. Then second game of the season, they've got City away. They're going to get... Well, Liverpool, you never know, you know. Because they're not that great in half-12 kickoffs. And I think not this season just gone, but the season before that, 22-23, they had Fulham on the opening game who were newly promoted at the time and they dropped points. So you never know. What could happen could happen. There could be an upset. Then this is where it gets really, really sticky. Then we've got Chelsea at home on the 25th of January. Then we've got Arsenal away. Newcastle at home, 15th of February. That's the most winnable fixture out of this run. Then we've got Liverpool at home. Obviously, Liverpool didn't beat them at all last season. 1-1 in both games. And then Arsenal lost at the Emirates last season and 0-0 at the Etihad. So, that month, and then we've got Spurs after that as well. That beginning of, that back end of January, sorry, and February will be what decides whether we win the league or whether we don't. Have a good month there, we win the league, without a shadow of a doubt. If we don't have a good month there, we probably don't win the league, and it ends up in the hands of someone else's. Probably Arsenal, because I do expect them to be our main contenders again next season, but you never know, someone like Liverpool could be up there. But I don't know, because if Liverpool had Klopp, I'd say they'd be right up there. But I'm just not sure how Slot's going to do, because not even Pep won the league in his first season with City. So not many managers have actually done that at a club where they've gone it straight in and won the league straight away. So Pep didn't do it. Sir Alex didn't do it. Did Wenger do it? I don't even know. But yeah, that is going to be one hell of a month. Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Spurs, all within a short period of time. And then it doesn't get any easier. Forest away. I know we won there in the season just gone, 2-0. But the season before that, it was 1-1. So our record there is not particularly great, but yeah. Then we've got Brighton, should batter them. Then we've got Leicester, should batter them. Then we've got the second Manchester derby of the season at Old Trafford. We should win, because our record at Old Trafford is pretty good. But we always have the capabilities of getting absolutely shafted there. Like by a shit referee. Because the 2-1 in the 22-23 season, when Rashford and Bruno Fernandes scored, we were robbed that day. We didn't play particularly great, but we didn't deserve to lose at all. And I'm not saying we should have won that game, but what I am saying is that we shouldn't have lost. We should have at least, at minimum, picked a point out of that game and not a loss. Crystal Palace on the 12th of April, 3 o'clock. Everton, 19th of April, 2025, 3 o'clock. That Everton game is going to be tough, because if they're fighting for their lives, then that's going to be tough. But I reckon they, for once in a season, Everton, compared to recent years, I feel like by that time they're going to be safe. Because I did see some signs of promise from Everton at points last season. It was just that the point deduction was really what got them in the dogfight. And then we've got Villa at home in April again, just like we did in the 23-24 season, where I've seen the love of my life, but she's with a rag bastard, and someone's got to sort that out. If you're watching this, Charlie Renshaw, sort it out, son. That is Charlie from Corrie, by the way, the guy that plays Liam. Absolutely batter those villain bastards again. Don't like them at all. Then we've got Wolves in May, like we did last season as well. Batter those twats. Don't like them either. Then we've got Southampton away. That's a banana skin, you know. That's a game that you don't want to be wanting in the last 3 games of the season. But because they're going to be fighting for their lives. There's no way Southampton have a good season next season. Well, a good season for Southampton would be staying in the Premier League, but there's no way by then they're already safe. There's no way. I'd be maggorised if they are safe by then. So that is going to be a banana skin fixture, especially if they're like 19th or 20th. If they're already down, then fair enough, we should win easily because they have nothing to play for. But if they're not already down and they're fighting for their lives and they've still got a potential of staying up, like a realistic chance of staying up, then it's going to be tough. Then we've got Bournemouth at home, 18th of May. Should win that easily because I reckon by then they'll be on the beach. But Fulham away on the last game of the season, that's scary because especially if we need to win that game to win the league, then that's not going to be easy. Because I know we battered them 4-0 in the season just gone, at the back end of the season. But whenever Fulham have something to play for, they're a tough team. But I don't, from what I remember, do they have a lot to play for? I don't think so anyway. Let's get on to the other top six's fixtures now, because I thought I'd do them as well. Starting with the rag bastards. Don't fucking go out with a rag. Life lesson with Sean Fogarty. Don't go out with a fucking rag bastard. Do not fucking do it. It will ruin your fucking life. So fucking don't do it. United, home again. Fun fact, United, how many of the... Wait, were they at home first game of the season last year? I can't remember, actually. Yeah, they were. They were. 1-0 against Wolves was their first game of the season, in the season just gone, where Varane scored from a corner. Wolves should have had a penalty. It wasn't given. Then it came out the next morning that VAR got it wrong and they said it should have been a penalty. What's his name? Gary O'Neill had a rant in his post-match interview. And then in the season before that, 22-23, were they at home then as well? Yeah, they played Brighton. For some reason, all of the top six, on the opening day of the season, they tend to often get home games or either play against newly promoted teams. But we always seem to play away on the opening game. Fun fact, we haven't played at home for the opening game of the season since Pep's first season, which was in the 16-17 season, where we came third. They play Fulham, they'll win that. Brighton, they tend to struggle at Brighton, they might lose that. Liverpool probably be a draw actually, because Liverpool don't actually often win at Old Trafford. They either draw or lose, so United actually have a chance of beating Liverpool there. Southampton will be a draw. Crystal Palace will beat United. Spurs, United beat Spurs, because they tend to beat Spurs. But in the season just gone, they didn't. But more often they beat Spurs than what they don't. I reckon they win that. Villa. Do Villa beat United? Yeah, I think they do, actually. At Villa Park. United beat Brentford. West Ham. I don't know. The last two seasons, West Ham's won against Man United at the London Stadium. They might do it again, Chelsea. United beat Chelsea. At Old Trafford, they do beat Chelsea. United against Leicester. United beat Leicester quite convincingly. Ipswich. That could be a game where Ipswich win or draw, I don't know why. I just get that kind of vibe that Ipswich will get one win against, like, the Big Six. And I reckon at some point it will happen in the season at Portman Road. And I reckon United might be the team that it happens to, Then they've got Everton. Yeah, they beat Everton, to be fair. Then they play Arsenal. Arsenal beat United at the Emirates. I reckon what will happen is, when Arsenal play City, they'll lose at the Etihad, and at the Emirates, I don't know. They might beat us there, you know. I don't know. They either beat us there or it's a draw. One or the other. I can't see us winning at the Emirates. I don't know why. I know our record's good there of recent years. It was just last year that we lost there. That was the first time since like 2015. So I don't know. But back to the predictions. Where am I? Everton. Well, no, actually, was on Forest. I think they lose to. No, they don't lose to Forest. Actually, what am I talking about? They beat Forest. City beat United at the Etihad for the 4th consecutive season that we would have beaten them at the Etihad, if that does to be the case. Bournemouth. I don't know. Yeah, they beat Bournemouth, I think. I don't know, though. Bournemouth won their 3-0 last year. It just depends how United are getting on at that point. If Ten Hag's under massive pressure, they probably win, because whenever he's under massive pressure, he wins. But if they're struggling, but like there's no talks of him being sacked, then Bournemouth might beat them or get a draw. Wolves. The Wolves beat United. I remember that 4-3 game last season between United and Wolves where Kobe Mainoo scored the winner. That was a mad game. That's got a potential to be a mad game, though, you know. I reckon. Do they win that? Yeah, they might. They'll win, but it'll be a scrappy win, I reckon. Newcastle. Ooh. Newcastle win at Old Trafford. And Liverpool beat United at Anfield. Although United could get a draw, you know. Because United did get 2 draws against Liverpool in the league and they won in the FA Cup, so you never know. United's record against Liverpool is pretty good. Of late, anyway. Southampton, they beat Southampton. They beat Brighton at home. Wait. Brighton won their last season, though. I know it's not a guarantee because it's a new season, but it wouldn't surprise me. Could be a draw, that. I've got the hiccups now. Fulham. Did Fulham beat United? They did at Old Trafford last season, but at Craven Cottage. United won, I think. Was it 1-0? I think Bruno nicked it near the end with a goal. I reckon United will nick that. Palace go to Old Trafford and win. Because they did the double over United in the season just gone, so it's going to happen again this season. According to my predictions, anyway. Spurs will beat United at their ground. Everton will get a draw against United. United will beat Ipswich. United will beat Arsenal. I know that seems unrealistic, but Arsenal don't really do that well at Old Trafford. I know they won there in the season just gone, but they played terrible. The only reason why they won was because United played terrible as well. Leicester. The Leicester beat United. Like 4-2. Because I remember, was that the last game that Leicester played against United in the Premier League? No, it wasn't. It was wait, I don't remember. No, it wasn't, because the season Leicester went down was 22-23, so it mustn't have been. I reckon United win that, though. They beat Forest as well. They don't beat us, they lose. They lose to Newcastle as well, beat Wolves. They draw against Bournemouth, beat Brentford, beat West Ham, lose against Chelsea, and draw against Aston Villa. Which Big Six team shall I do next? I'll do Liverpool. Look at these easy fixtures, though, to begin with. Ipswich away. They should win that, but they do have a 12:30 curse, so you never know. Brentford, they'll win that easily. United away, they will draw. Forest at home, they will win. Bournemouth at home, they will win. Wolves away, they will win. Crystal Palace away, they will lose. Wait, will they lose? No, they won't lose. They draw, actually. Chelsea at home, they will win. Wait, I forgot to say my prediction for City when we played Chelsea. I reckon at Stamford Bridge we draw, and at the Etihad we'll win. Arsenal beat Liverpool. Liverpool beat Brighton. They beat Villa as well. They beat Southampton. They draw against City. Newcastle. Newcastle beat Liverpool, I reckon. Everton get a draw. This is when Liverpool start to fall off, I reckon. They're going to have a good start to the season. They win a lot of games at the beginning of the season. But around the mid-period of the season, that's when they start to drop points, in my opinion. They beat Fulham, lose against Spurs. They beat Leicester, beat West Ham, beat United. They... beat Nottingham Forest. They beat Brentford, beat Ipswich, beat Bournemouth, beat Wolves. They lose against us. They beat Newcastle, beat Southampton, lose against Villa, beat Everton, beat Fulham, beat West Ham, beat Leicester, beat Spurs. Chelsea's a draw. Arsenal, they beat Arsenal at Anfield, and that will be something that will kill Arsenal's title hopes, I reckon. That's the game where Arsenal lose the league. And then Brighton get a draw against Liverpool, and Liverpool finish the season with a win against Crystal Palace. How many teams have I done? I've done United, done Liverpool. Should I do Arsenal now? I suppose I'll do Arsenal. I'll only do the top 6 clubs, because if I did every single team, I'd be here for too long. And then it would mean that less people would watch the video, because when it's longer, it means less people watch. Probably. Wolves, Arsenal win. They beat Aston Villa as well. They beat Brighton. They draw against Spurs. Lose against City. Beat Leicester. Beat Southampton. Beat Bournemouth. Beat Liverpool. Newcastle, they draw. Chelsea, win. Nottingham Forest, win. West Ham, win. United, win. Fulham, win. Everton, win. Crystal Palace, lose. Shock defeat there. Ipswich, win. Brentford, win. Brighton, win. Tottenham, win. Aston Villa, win. Wolves, win. City, draw. Leicester, win. West Ham, win. Forest, win. United, lose. Chelsea, win. Fulham, win. Everton, win. Brentford, win. Ipswich, win. Crystal Palace, win. Bournemouth, win. Liverpool, lose. Newcastle, win. And Southampton, win. So by the looks of my predictions, it's going to be City and Arsenal going for the title again anyway. It looks like, because I predicted City and Arsenal to win more than half of their matches. Where am I? I'll do Chelsea, then Tottenham, and then that'll be the end of the video. So Chelsea have City to begin the season with at home at Stamford Bridge. They're going to... Do they lose? I don't know. They tend to draw against City. They've drawn against City quite a bit of late. Well, in the last 2 years. I mean, last 2 games in the Premier League of the season just gone. I reckon that's a draw, you know. They beat Wolves. They beat Crystal Palace. Fulham... No, not Bournemouth. Fulham, sorry. Bournemouth against Chelsea. I reckon Bournemouth get a shock win there. And then West Ham. They tend to do Chelsea at the London Stadium, though. Sorry, I just burped. That's definitely the Pepsi Max's fault. Oh, I've got cramp in my hand, 1 minute. I've got to be quick because the Turkey game starts in 10 minutes as I'm recording this. Quick sip. Now we move. Where was I? West Ham. I said West Ham win that. Brighton lose against Chelsea. Nottingham Forest, they win. Oh, I'm so tired. Liverpool beat Chelsea. Newcastle, Chelsea win that. United beat Chelsea. Arsenal beat Chelsea. Chelsea beat Leicester. They beat Aston Villa as well. They beat Southampton. They beat Spurs away, because they tend to beat Spurs when they play them in the head-to-head. Chelsea beat Brentford, beat Everton. Well, no, wait. No, Everton beat Chelsea, I reckon, at Goodison. Fulham, Chelsea win that quite convincingly. Ipswich, they beat Chelsea, will win that. Crystal Palace beat Chelsea. Bournemouth, do they beat Chelsea? No, they don't. They lose. Wolves lose. Wait, do Wolves beat Chelsea? Yeah, that is actually a game they would lose, actually, on paper of recent years. City, they lose. West Ham, they win that. Brighton win. Villa win. Southampton win. Leicester win. They lose against Arsenal. Draw against Spurs. Beat Brentford. Beat Ipswich. Do they lose against... No, they don't lose against Ipswich. They battered them at the Bridge. Fulham, they lose, though. I reckon that's a game why Fulham turn up. Everton, they win. Liverpool draw. Newcastle lose. United win. And Nottingham Forest win. On to Spurs now, and then that will be the video wrapped up. They start against Leicester away. They win that. They also win against Everton at home. They're going to go on a honeymoon period, start of the season, like they always do, Spurs. Then they lose against Newcastle. Did they beat Arsenal? Draw, I reckon. They beat Brentford. They lose against United away. They lose against Brighton away. They win against West Ham. Lose against Crystal Palace away. They beat Aston Villa at home. They beat Ipswich. Lose against City away. They beat Fulham at home. They draw against Bournemouth away. They beat Chelsea at home. No, actually, they lose. Because Chelsea tend to do well at the Tottenham's new ground. Well, it's not really new anymore. It's still a few years old now. So tired. Southampton win. They beat Liverpool as well, like they did in the game at home. In the one where it had loads of controversy, where the Diaz offside goal. They beat Nottingham Forest. They beat Wolves. Sorry, while I'm talking quickly, it's just because I'm trying to finish this video just in time so I can watch Turkey against Georgia. I think they are playing Georgia, innit? Yeah, and then it's Portugal, Czech Republic. Yeah, let's get on with this then. Newcastle, they win. Arsenal, draw. Everton, draw. Leicester, win. Brentford, they win. United, they win. And the last... Well, no, not last game. Oh, my God. I've still got loads to go. February, they beat Ipswich. They draw against us at their place. They beat Bournemouth, beat Fulham, lose against Chelsea, beat Southampton, beat Wolves, beat Nottingham Forest, lose against Liverpool, lose against West Ham, beat Crystal Palace, lose against Villa, beat Brighton. That's the end of my reaction to the Premier League fixtures for the new Premier League season. Arsenal's got a tough September. City's got a sort of tough January. Is it January? Yeah, sort of back end of January and beginning of February. That's going to be what decides who wins at City or Arsenal. Whoever handles the pressure in those months the best. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you for some videos soon. I'm going to try and start doing more Euro game reaction videos. Not reaction videos, like post-match, that's what I meant to say. But I'm absolutely knackered. I'm off with my Pepsi Max to watch Turkey against Georgia. Let's see if this Turkey dark horse story is all what it's lived up to be. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.